Welcome to Fantasy Football 2023. This is your Week 4 recap. I am battle for last place.
This is Honolulu Blue Balls. I think we need to come up with just podcast handles, Johnny.
Yeah, like JG Wentworth and
JG Wentworth
Ride or Die
and
Cowboy. Nothing like a little fun,
just
razzmatazz.
I mean, being that your team name constantly changes in fantasy football, I feel like it's just probably better we just pick a handle for you.
I need to change it because
JG motherfucking Wentworth is always clutch.
The classic.
It's always clutch. It's classic.
And
Week 4.
Why I needed to have a little change, because I managed to dig my way out of last place. I'm going to start this
out. God. I saw that. I was so proud of you. I was so proud of you.
Finally had a good week.
Finally, fucking Henry finally. Dude, I watched him throw a touchdown pass over the weekend.
What was the running joke?
Let's dive in.
Derrick Henry has more passing touchdowns than Joe Burrow.
Tannehill.
Joe Burrow.
It's probably both for that matter. But yeah, I watched him do a little flea flicker and only Henry just ended up chucking it way downfield, and I was like, oh geez, here we go.
Jump
Henry
pass.
getting a touchdown.
But
he really should be the quarterback over Tannehill. I'm just saying. He's got a good ball for sure.
Well, anyways, on Clay's side, we finally had a quarterback come back to earth, and.
Buffalo put them back in their place.
Yeah, that one was pretty rough. What has Tua been putting up week by week here? 20.
He's been 37. Last week he had like 40, almost 40 points.
Ups downs. So maybe Clay, you need to you're definitely starting him next week, right? And then not starting him against Carolina.
Bench him against Carolina, back in Philly.
Start him against Philly, then put him in there. Bench him against KC. Bye weeks. But yeah,
definitely seems to be every other week though, which is a good thing if you've got Miami players apparently.
Right.
But if you go across the line to Hurts finally was that his top game?
This
Johnny?
has been his biggest game.
He had it. Yeah, that was his biggest game of the season. But he's been consistent.
He's being consistent.
He's really been good. Over 20 points almost every week.
Game 1, you're like, and then over 20 points after that. Week 2, the end of week 2 is when the trade happened between you and me. So I was starting Mahomes before this, and Mahomes in the beginning hadn't really been doing.
Well,
I mean, he'd been
tell
consistent.
You, Mahomes didn't put up no 30 points.
No, he did not.
We had
we had a reverse of last week.
No shit.
So then I'm struggling here,
though.
right? So I'm struggling here because in the beginning on Sunday. Yeah, Diggs is going on. Wait, they played early. Early.
Yeah.
So Miami and them, Diggs going off, doing really good. Lockett, I didn't get to see play till Monday.
Well, anytime you see somebody on the opposing team, one player put up 30+ points, you're always like, I don't know how I'm going to dig out of this fucking hole.
Right?
You're like, what am I supposed to do to get out of this hole? My players are not going to perform. I'll need a miracle for somebody to hit a 30+ pointer, so I'm already in the deficit. But yeah.
And outside of that, you got to see, I chased it all right, but again, you're having this big problem where Joe Burrow honestly isn't throwing fucking touchdowns, which the fuck is happening in Cincinnati? That's what you were fucking hired to do. Throw the goddamn ball.
He's got a calf muscle injury.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I don't know. It's a disaster in Cincinnati right now, though. They look terrible.
We had Higgins going against Chase, and Chase won that battle.
Which you'd expect to 9 times out of 10. I mean,
either way, though, you're still talking about 2 Cincinnati receivers, and both of them are basically in single digits. I am just a point away from being in single digits, and that was not the Cincinnati last year.
But especially how high you had to draft Chase to get him. I mean, that's a first round pick. And there's been no production out of him.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you start moving into your running back sector.
We've
got Derrick Henry, who I mean, he had multiple touchdowns, I think, in that game.
Yep.
But he threw one of them.
One of them thrown.
But I mean, it was good for Tennessee to actually get some offense in that game. They actually they got the ball moving for once, which is, obviously when he's heavily involved in the offense like they are here in that game, they won. And I just don't see why they don't lean on him more. And
Well,
they
because
keep
this is the classic Bears scenario we have till this last 2 years, but you relied so heavily on the running game that they just stacked the box for it, and then they're like, yeah, Henry can get out of some of it, but eventually Henry's going to get hit and he's going to get stopped real quick at the line, where if you have any sort of a passing threat that can open up the box and give your star running back a chance to actually get out and run in open field, there's a huge difference there.
Yeah, but I mean, let's be honest. Most running backs are like 5'10", 200 pounds. They're not fucking 6'2",
stud
6'3",
racehorses,
fucking 250 of just pure meat just running at you. I don't know. I think
muscle.
they just need to trust in the guy. He's a strong runner. He can get through damn near any, D lineman on an initial contact. But anyways, moving on.
Moving forward.
Madison actually got you some points too.
Did as well.
Over on Clayland's side, Cook producing again. He seems to have some good weeks. Travis Etienne, he's got some good weeks coming. I don't know. He's got decent running backs.
And then the rest of our team really didn't do all that much.
But let's be honest, Johnny. You got almost 9 points out of Tyler Higbee.
Yeah, and I'm not complaining.
Yeah, you can't be upset with that.
Yeah,
and as long as your tight end gets you 5 or more points, and unless you have a Kelsey, which you expect to be much higher.
Yeah.
If you have 5 or more points out of your tight end production, you're happy.
You're sitting good.
And then your flex spots, which. Tony Pollard did not perform well in that game. I mean, look at his projected. It was supposed to be almost 17 points. So that's a kick in the dick if you look at he had 7.5 points. That was a rough one, I'm sure, for Clay. I'm sure he was extra pissed being a Cowboy fan.
Happy they won, but also fucking hand the ball to Pollard.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Sky Moore, Johnny, that's a risky move to put him in. What are you doing there?
Yeah. Look, I don't know what they're doing in KC.
Rolling the dice that one receiver is going to get.
I was worried about it going into this week with fucking Montgomery, right? And I fucked up, and if I just put him in, I'd have had 50, 60 points just off of them two alone. Luckily, it didn't come down to that. Clay left McLaughlin.
I text you on Thursday. I was like, I know. Johnny, what the fuck? This is like 2 minutes into the game. I was like, Johnny, why isn't Montgomery in your lineup?
Because
you're like, I thought he was gonna.
Dude,
I thought he was gonna be hurt.
It has bit me before, and it'll bite me again. I'm sure. No,
if he's cleared, dude, Montgomery's been a damn workhorse back. You'll have a good flex spot to take over Sky Moore.
You don't need to tell me because I've got a fucking Bears. He was a Bear back in the day. But yeah.
Anyways,
I got the win.
Good work, Johnny.
Moving out of last place for 1 week.
Justin coming in with a W. Me not even. I don't even know where my team went.
Yeah.
I played almost the exact same lineup as I did last week. I made virtually no changes, right? Mm-hmm. The only one I changed was Sutton, and that was it. I added him in, and that was the only place I changed.
Because he's going against the Bears. Smart move.
Right. I thought for sure I was gonna watch Russ cook. I was gonna let him cook against. But anyways, quarterbacks, Mahomes, not that good. 16 points for me.
And you would think going against the Jets too, like what the fuck?
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm watching Red Zone and watching Anthony Richardson just continue to just add points after half because the first half he only had like 8 points, and like the second half of the game it was like, oh, there it is, damn it, more yards, he's rushing, fuck, he's another touchdown. I was like, god damn it. All right, so then he hits 33 points. And at that point, I'm starting to get pretty worried because Olave didn't do a single thing for me, which that one really hurt me. Justin Jefferson, monstrous. I mean, you can't say enough good things about the guy. He's just
Dude.
he's producing week after week, and I don't know. That's a what's his points? Go back to his stats, Johnny. Oh yeah, sorry, you taking a shot without me? Jeez.
Oh, sorry. We're gonna
Cheers.
cheers. I have a tendency to drink during these podcasts.
Look at not dipped, but dude, if my quarterback had these numbers, I would be fucking happy. 22.5, 23.4, 25.4, 23.5. You cannot be more consistent of a fucking player. I mean, quarterback, running back, you name it. That is just lights out. The best.
I don't know how you're not
right
triple teaming that guy. Like, seriously. He had what?
They probably are. They probably are.
Well, I
probably
guess
doing it.
he's had 2 TDs and only 85 yards that game. Only 85. But, yeah, he's just an end zone threat. He's a deep threat. Like, top dog right there, 100%.
All right, Johnny, real quick. We can talk about this next week, but will he break 20 points next week?
Who does they play? Ooh. I'm going to go yes.
Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm going to go yes, which means he won't. Okay. So
I'm just rolling the dice here that he's due to not have a good game.
He's due to, but
4 for 4 plus 20. I mean, he's within a point like every game.
Yeah.
Of like 23, 24, 23, 24, 23, 20. He's just so consistent right now.
It's fucking impressive.
I just wonder if he's going to have a dip or if he's going to just get fucking 30 plus points.
I mean, there's a reason why I guess he was projected number 1 overall in everything.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're in a 2 QB league, they're like, fucking get Jefferson.
Yeah. Cortland Sutton was, he was my top scorer this week, and hit exactly where projected. 10.11 was his projection. 10.2 was what he ended with. Yep, that was the highlight of my team right there. Meanwhile, over on Justin's side, he didn't do all that great this week in a lot of spots. I mean, Waddle only hit 6, Stevenson 5, Robinson, that was his best player outside of Brandon Ayuk.
Though. Ayuk coming back after that injury, like that last-minute injury last week. Yeah. Yep. In another league, I have Ayuk, and I'm going to drink to that.
Did you start him, though?
Yep. I missed the fucking thing because it was a Thursday night game, and he was out, and so, yeah. That was a tough one, but he came back and had a great week after his little injury, and
148 yards. He didn't have a single touchdown.
Nope.
I mean 150 yards is impressive.
Yeah.
There's not much to talk about on my team. I don't know what the fuck happened. Meanwhile, if I had my bench playing, I would have did all right.
Scored more points.
Yeah. Who would have thought that the Houston fucking Texans would be my leading scorers on my bench? Dameon Pierce had 11. And fucking Nico Collins, 35.3 points. Jesus. Come
on. Not Plexico. God damn
Pacheco.
it. Pacheco.
Plexico. In case you're wondering, Justin, you have a Plexico Burris
from like 14 years ago. Yeah,
24.
And speaking of running backs, you wouldn't expect to be putting up that kind of yardage.
No.
There you go. But God.
Yeah, he played as right.
He played it right.
Minus Pacheco. I mean, he played it right.
I would say you played it right as well. You just didn't expect your Houston wide receiver to put up 35 fucking points.
Well, if I'm being honest, so last week, Nico Collins has been pretty consistent, right, for Houston.
Yeah.
And last week, he had Tank Dell, which is the new hot commodity that Matt picked up, of course, that was like bragging about his pickup on Tank Dell and blah, blah, blah. And for me, I'm just sitting there like thinking like, okay, well, Nico's still the top one, but I'm worried because Tank Dell had a bunch of points in week 3. So I'm like, oh no, they're going to shift away from him. So I just stayed away.
You psyched yourself out.
If you look in that game, Johnny, that you got on the screen, Jacksonville, Nico only had 4 points.
Yeah.
And all the games before, he had good numbers.
Yeah.
So I was 11, like, oh shit,
25.
they're going to start leaning on Tank now. And anyways, but so I didn't start him, but that'll change this week.
That'll change. He's coming
getting
in.
started.
Now we can talk about our first place
win,
person
Justin.
in
Good
the league.
job.
Good job, Justin. Sorry, got a little excited there.
JoJo the Happy Indian.
little premature action. Don't worry about that.
Not his first or last time.
So now we're moving into our first place champion, who's moved into first over you, Jennifer, and then we're talking about Dave. Now, Dave had.
Did you have to rub it in, Johnny, that she moved into first?
Hey, I mean,
Appreciate it.
we're equal opportunist haters here. You had a quarterback.
The funniest part, we got to talk. Dave finally chimes into the fucking the group chat. It says, "I got running backs. I need a wide receiver," and pretty much ghosts again. Meanwhile, I go to his team and I'm like, "All right." He says he's got running backs. I go to look at his team. He ain't got running backs. He has Kamara. He has no running backs. Anyways, his number one running back may be Justin Fields.
Right? If they let him run.
All right, so quarterback matchup.
We were
Let's
talking about
roll.
garbage points last week, and let me tell you, it wasn't quite garbage points, but how should have been garbage points. The Justin Fields debacle, and as a Bears fan, this pains me so much. Fucking Justin went off, had a fantastic deal, then threw whatever the fuck that fumble thing was. No, they didn't do shit after that. But when you have a quarterback that puts up almost 40 points, you are sitting there celebrating. You're good to go. Lamar Jackson, on the other hand, comes back and fires back. He actually has himself a little game. What has been Lamar's points lately here?
Lamar, they're pretty consistent.
They're pretty consistent. Yeah, kind of like a Hurts scenario, where like the first game a little rough, everything else after that pretty solid. You're not gonna lie, that's you're feeling pretty good there.
AJ Brown, monstrous.
Brown, huge. Yeah. This is the disappointing thing
points.
Over on the other side with Dave.
Tyreek Hill having one of his worst games probably in his career.
Yeah, but I mean, that whole game just was not pleasant for Miami.
Yeah, Buffalo shut them down.
Sorry, Justin.
Yeah, Justin probably really hates that.
They shut them down, and then equal blow in the second wide receiver deal. Literally exchanging points, no big deal. Get a little kick up here where Najee Harris apparently decided to play a little bit of ball. Pittsburgh's this weird scenario right now.
That may be his top scoring game.
You think so?
I don't know.
I don't know. You're talking of yet. Okay. It is his top scoring. Yes. I was saying I feel like Pittsburgh is in this weird scenario for me. They suck, but they have some like weird potential there, but they suck, but they just have some potential.
They don't got a quarterback.
They don't have a quarterback.
They've got so many missing pieces of the puzzle. They're just a rough organization right now.
No.
I mean, you look at when good old Big Ben was there, and they had a quarterback that was consistent to throw the ball all the time. Now, I'm not saying Big Ben was elite level quarterback,
but he was a quarterback that knew how to read the field. But he was a
quarterback who loved to throw the ball.
Yep.
And
that opened up the running opportunities too, because when
they need a quarterback that can throw 30, 40 times in a game, and just sling it constantly.
Yeah.
Because that seems like when their offense was. Anyways, they're not getting that now, and they don't got a good enough line for any running backs, nor do they have good enough running backs. So I think there's just a lot of offensive issues that they've got.
Pretty rough.
But anyways, Kamara, I was glad to see him get 15 points on his first game back.
Yeah.
I mean, that was his first game back after suspension, and they don't have any running backs going on there now with Jamal Williams out for the season with an ACL tear. And Kenneth Walker matched him pretty evenly over on the other side. They're fucking Laporta had a 7-point game again. I'll take that all day if I got a tight end. Kittle, motherfucker got 1 point. So not very good.
Massively disappointing you from what his numbers were last year. Let's see. He's had a 12-point game, but
I'm just saying, like, take the monstrous game that is AJ Brown out of the equation in this matchup, right? they're not far off from each other.
No, it was a slug out battle here.
It was that one player, that was the only major difference in this battle.
It was a
AJ
nail
Brown.
biter.
That was it. Who's going to continue to be a beast all season?
For Dave, I think did I hear that Jonathan Taylor finally did something that was possibly?
I don't know. I don't think he's still not training with them. He's still not.
Okay. Well,
I don't know. Dave says he's got running backs though. And let's go up to the top real quick. Let's talk about his running backs. So he has Najee Harris, Kamara. All right. Then let's go down a little further. Wide receiver in his flex spots. Then we go to his bench. Miles Sanders and Jonathan Taylor. So what running backs is he? He has so many wide receivers, and he's asking for wide receivers. I don't know. Am I missing something? Like
maybe he was just like dangling that thing out. He's got.
Maybe he was
Taylor.
Drunk.
Maybe
it was sarcasm, and being that he never talks to us, we didn't get it.
I don't know. Either way, congratulations, Jennifer, on getting your big win. And
Jennifer, I'm mad at you.
Why are you mad at her?
Because she took my spot.
Oh, taking the top spot.
That's okay. It was a good win. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yep, it is. And then speaking of getting a W, Lindley versus Brendan. This was a little.
She was
little
so
slugger,
happy about this one.
Little slugger match here.
This was a real battle. This was the battle of the battles this weekend.
I feel like
both teams have kind of
made the right choice to start.
Yep.
Did she make the right choice on the QBs this week? Because we had
still.
Yep, she did. She said, "Fuck you guys and your goddamn shitty ass podcast. I'm starting Trevor Lawrence," and she made the right move.
Johnny, nobody would ever call this podcast shitty. This is top-notch level elite. It is definitely not just two guys who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, drinking and hanging out.
Yeah, while recapping your fantasy football league.
Yeah, they're just their own personal fantasy football league.
Yeah,
There's nothing stupid about this. This is going to be viral.
But again, Kirk Cousins, 2 interceptions.
Wait. There's something important.
Okay.
Whoosh.
Oh, that was a weak crack. Okay. Apparently, it didn't pick that up at all. Kirk Cousins.
It's the elevation in Tennessee.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins coming back to, I wouldn't say reality, because these numbers he's been putting up are legit. This is what you want out of a QB, and woof. Against Carolina, of all things. Carolina decided, you know what? Fuck you, Kurt. We're going to go ahead and stop you, and we're going to take a 99-yard interception for a TD against you. Oh, the humanity.
Woof. Mm-hmm. That's all right. You know what? He got 15 points. Had he got his normal 40 points or whatever he gets, he would have won.
Mid-30s. But he would have given him the win. But Lindley, Trevor Lawrence, 18 points.
Trevor Lawrence is still, that's such a... I don't know. Anyways, moving on. St. Brown, consistent as fuck, always out there. CeeDee Lamb as well. They were pretty evenly matched there.
For Dallas, exactly. I'm trying to figure out who was scoring all the goddamn points for Dallas, because they put up 38 points, but I'm not seeing anybody who's standing.
It wasn't Tony Pollard.
No, it wasn't CeeDee
Lamb. Who was it? You're right. That's a good.
Was it their defense? It had to have been their defense. Do they have the defense had? I feel like the defense had a pick or two.
I'd have to do.
Either way, yeah. I didn't watch that game.
They were evenly matched. Devonta Smith over on Lindley's team. 11 points. Nothing crazy, but pretty close to expectations. Amari Cooper shit the bed. That's what he likes to do for you. I am the most anti-Amari Cooper fan out there. I just think he's a joke. I'll say it again. I think he's a joke. Moving on. Jahmyr Gibbs. We got, now that David Montgomery came back, that's a risky start. Maybe you can get some PPR points out of him because he's really is the pass catching back, but the way they've been running Montgomery, he's getting he's getting,
He's
you
gonna be
know,
the
20
workhorse.
plus carries every game, and he is just pounding through that line like he is just running.
Pounding.
Then
like
we have
that.
the person who pissed me off more than any fucking person in the goddamn league. Achane.
A-Chan.
Motherfucking Achane.
A-Chan.
That dude, Miami's running back, vultured a shit ton of work out of Mostert last week, who was doing great for me till this dude comes along. And now this week, he vultured multiple touchdowns, 101 rushing yards. I don't know if it was they were just giving him a chance to play more because they were getting their asses blown out so bad
Down
by
so
Buffalo.
much.
I don't really know. I hope it goes back to Mostert being their RB1 because that killed me in the last game. Anyways, he is a rookie running back, so it'll be interesting to see how it may be a split backfield from here on out.
Could be.
In Miami, I don't know. But that one hurt me. So, Brendan, I'm glad you lost. Just kidding. I love you. I'm just kidding. I love you.
And then moving further down,
the next match of running backs here. Whoo, this was rough. 1.7 versus 1.9. Tyler Algier and Aaron Jones, who hasn't. I don't think he's done a goddamn thing this season, has he, Johnny? I always forget.
I like that running thing of Lil Wayne ran out of the tunnel has more running yards than Aaron Jones.
Yeah, he's missed multiple games. In his first game though was 25 points, but he comes back and gets 1.9.
Yeah,
so
woof.
That's pretty rough.
Ouchie, mama.
He only had 5 rush attempts.
Yeah.
Ouch. That's pretty bad. Wash again on their tight ends. Darren Waller versus Kyle Pitts, both with a massive 3 points.
Which I don't know what Arizona is doing because Pitts is such a talented tight end, and something is wrong.
Atlanta.
Atlanta. I've been drinking. I apologize.
Booze brain.
And then Gabe Davis doing all right. I mean, Gabe has been doing good this year. He's had like some good games.
You can count on him to start him.
Yeah,
He's for sure.
He's a good.
Yeah, he's been a good target out there outside of Stephon Diggs. So
yeah,
but Thielen.
Oh, sorry.
Lindley was questioning putting him in or not, and that was he got 11 points. More than a Thielen.
I know.
Coming back into full swing, man.
He's doing things, man. 16 points, 27 points, 11
I'll
points.
I'll take it, dude.
You're going to take that all day
long? Give me 10
long?
points. Yeah, for sure. I'll take it.
Take that all day long. Benches come up. Justin.
Matt Breida is the only one on Lindley's team that would have been worth a damn, but you're not going to start him.
Yeah.
I mean, Christian Watson, Green Bay.
Watson would have been over Aiden, but that's literally so. The hard part is there is a chance you could have won this one, but yeah, you would have had to make this wild shot on starting him over. What's Addison? What the hell's that? His name? Addison. You would have to start Addison over Watson. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. You're not gonna split hairs on that one. Tough loss.
Lindley comes out with a 6-point win.
Lynn gets the dub. What up? Yeah. So on to our last match.
Do something a little special here, right?
Yeah,
now.
special occasion.
I'd like to play this for the group.
I'm just calling to find out what's the maximum points scored we've ever had in our league. Because when DK Metcalf goes up tonight, I think I might have it. And then you might have to talk about it on the podcast, which I know you are going to love. So I was just curious if, as the commissioner, you've done that type of research and kind of had those numbers in your head. I didn't know. But just calling to see how you're done. Manchester United, love you.
So moving into our last game.
Moving on to the next matchup.
We got Mike versus
Jack Marriott Tech Theratrix.
Yeah.
Let's cruise on down here.
Yeah.
Herbert.
Look at this.
Herbert.
Throwing.
Fucking great game.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, Mike had had a really good put together team here.
Yeah.
I mean, 26 points out of Herbert.
Yep.
Puka Nacua. I cannot say enough good things about this dude. I really wonder what's going to happen with him when Cooper Kupp comes back, because he is the clear. I mean, he is leaps and bounds above every other wide receiver in the whole league this whole season. He is the number one receiver on the year. And this dude came out of nowhere, literally left field. Nobody could have predicted this. And he is obviously the go-to target for Matthew Stafford. And not even just by a little, by a mile. I mean, you look at how Stafford, that's how like Cooper Kupp was so favored all the time, because he picks a target and he always finds them open.
Yep.
And he nails them. And that's what Puka's doing right now, is literally that open guy.
Yep.
All the time, and he's getting open, and Stafford's feeding him the fucking rock.
That's what you want.
But I mean, from a Rams side, like, if Kupp comes back, who are you gonna feed?
Right? Yeah.
You don't even know. Like, you're gonna be looking off both play. Like, that is a great problem to have. Because
Kupp comes back, it's just another opportunity for you to get open, because they might double team Kupp, right? Like, you could be like getting insane bombs and wide open because they're like, hey, we're gonna cover Kupp, or they jump over there, they cover Akua because fucking you're gonna stop him, right? And then Kupp's open.
Cooper's coming back from an injury, and then Kupp's wide open all the time.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, fuck, we got to cover him too, and you just have this insane openness, which is crazy. Atwell, a little disappointing.
Way, there is no chance when Cooper Kupp starts. I don't care what game it is. There's no way I'm pulling Puka out.
Yeah,
no chance. He's staying in the lineup until further notice. That dude is just. Yeah. He's impressive. He is a good fucking athlete.
Yeah.
So good work, Bobo. That's a good pickup there.
Did Mike not have another choice to start
have him in 3 of 5 leagues?
Did Mike not have a choice to start anybody other than? Well, I was just trying to figure out why he started 2 Rams wide receivers. Is all.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, yeah. Atwell's been doing good though. Look at his points.
I know.
Like, even though. Yeah, 11. I mean, 15, 11, 15. I mean, that's the one thing you can always count on with Stafford. That dude loves to throw the ball.
Yeah,
so
he does.
If you have a talented wide receiver out there, so I mean, look, he went with the double wide receiver option, but if you look at what targets they've been getting, I mean, it's totally worth starting both of them. I know it's weird to look at.
It's weird.
Like
it's hard. But it's hard because you're gonna have that split, right? You're gonna have the 30 points out of one and then 5 out of the other. But here nor there, we keep going on. Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. Josh Jacobs had it. I think his best game of the season. Click on his
stats. Yeah, by far.
By a long shot. Yeah. I mean, his best game was 9.5 before that. So hopefully trending upward, I guess, if Mike's concerned. I don't want him to trend upward.
The old then the old Swifty. Swifty did good.
Swifty. Old Swifty just producing, man. He, I don't know if you know, but that's Philly's his hometown. That's part of the reason, I guess. The Lions cut him, and he went back to Philly and blah, blah, blah. I hated to see him go, but at the same time, like, good for him. He's in his hometown, and he's their RB1 for sure. He's their guy. Granted, it was a tight game against Washington. 34-31 was the score of that game. But nonetheless, Swift producing for sure. You start him every week. I mean, if you look at Mike's team right now, he's got a pretty well put together team.
Fantastic team.
Yeah, I mean, Evan Ingram.
Yep.
Evan Ingram, 8 points, which again, fucking can't hope for anything more.
Nope.
Devontae Adams, 11 points, and Debo shit the bed. That was his big hole, I would say. I mean, him and Atwell were definitely the weak spots. Nonetheless, I mean, he had a really good week. I mean, he had 121 points.
Yep. Would have beat me.
I mean, enough to beat damn near everybody.
Yep.
Go down to his bench. Oh, he had
Oh,
Mark
no.
Andrews putting up 22. Oh no!
God.
Oh no!
Woof.
Yeah, that one hurts. But I mean, go to Andrews' stats real quick. 13. So 0,
5,
13, 5, 22.
22. Yeah.
What
that's-
what do you, I don't know. What do you do with the guy? I don't know.
yeah.
But look at Ingram's. Go to Ingram's.
Ingram.
On Yeah. 7, 8, 10, 8. So a
Consistency.
little more consistency.
Consistency. That's what
So
you're
he
going
went
for.
with the safe move
Right.
here. So,
Which is smart
I don't know.
normally.
Bubba had a great week. I mean,
Yep.
really, he had an overall great,
Yeah.
just great production. He did
Fantastic
fucking
production. Yeah.
I think that's it for the week.
That's pretty much it. So tricky thing. We are rolling
Should
into.
you remember to set your lineups, Johnny?
Well, we're not quite there yet. We are rolling into bye weeks, so get ready for that fucking. Bye weeks are happening, folks. Get ready. It's a shit show. Let's get into that. And yeah, remember to set your lineups. Be wary of whenever Taylor Swift is going to show up to your game. I feel like that's been crammed down the throats of every NFL person. And yeah.
But on your bye week note, I'm telling you, if I have any choice, it's always to get my bye weeks over with early in the season.
Well, yeah.
There's nothing worse than being like teetering on the playoff edge, week 10, week 11, week 12, and all of a sudden you're like, oh fuck, I've got 4 people on a bye when I really need to win. So
yeah, I know.
I'm just wish everyone the best of luck for
Yep.
having good bye weeks.
It's a shit show. And yeah,
Not as much as our podcast.
I know. They're so much fun. All right. Well, love you, buddy. Love everybody in the league.
Love you too.
Have a great, fantastic fantasy week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.